want you to take good notes on this, please, because this is where y'all are going to ask some stupid questions. Like, when is the test due? How many questions are on the test? How much time do I have to take it? If I take it more than one time, are you going to average them together? Are you going to, all those dumb questions that y'all always ask after I go over the test, I will not answer them after today. So, when you go to assignments, there, could you close that door for me, please? There is the time and the date that it's due. There's the test. That's how much time we have to take the test and how many attempts you have. So if you go to MyLabs Plus, MyLabs Plus will tell you all of this information. Do you want to take the test? You've got 90 minutes. You've got 3 attempts. 39 questions. 14 of those questions are bonus questions. So everybody should make a 30 on this test. Everybody should make above a 30 on this test. They won't, but, and it's due on the 7th. Start test. And the first question is a scientific, so let's do that one. Scientific notation. Now, each of my questions has anywhere from 10 to 20 questions to pull from. So when you pull up number 1 on your test, it may be a fraction. It may not look like this. So the chances of you pulling up 2 tests that are the same is just about 0. So here we go. 1.5. Really? Is that how we're going to do this today? 1.5 times 10 to the 5th over 3.0 times 10 to the 3rd. Negative 3rd, sorry. So that's going to be 1.5 over 3.0 times 10 to the 5 minus a negative 3. Somebody take your calculator, and you can use your calculator on this. Somebody divide 1.5 divided by 3. Tell me what you get. Well, 15 over 30 is 1/2. So what is it?
0.5.
0.5. So that'd be 0.5 times 10 to the what? 8th power. Are we done?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that mumble. What?
No, sir.
No, we're not. I got to move that decimal one place. 5.0 times 10 to the 8 blank 1. I move this in my head to get it back the way it was to the left. 5.0 times 10 to the 7th power. And which one is that? Delta?
Yeah.
Darn, I wish they'd put a 9th power on there, because that's what everybody will get wrong. Ding. Next. All right, do that one. And that is a division symbol in the middle of those parentheses. I'll leave that on the board for a second or two more. That is a division symbol between the parentheses. And I will draw it on the board, so those of you at Pendleton, Easley, and Oconee, you can't see it, I'll draw it a little bit better. Okay, so 5 over 1 minus 1 over 6 divided by 6 over 1 plus 1/3. Now I wrote everything as a fraction because I'm going to get a common denominator all the way across. Do you have to find a common denominator all the way across? No. you can do a common denominator of 6 for the first one and a common denominator of 3 for the second one. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get a common denominator of 6 all the way across. Because I like to go against the grain, I guess. Takes a little bit extra work. And you have to think, you know, raising the bar, you have to think like that. So Bernie won't have to take care of you. So, 1 will go into 6 how many times?
6.
6 times 5 is 30. 6 will go into 6 one time. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 will go into 6 how many times? 6 times 6 is 36. 3 will go into 6 2 times. 2 times 1 is 2. What's 30 minus 1?
29.
So that comes out to be 29 over 6. Divided by, what's 36 plus 2? 38 over 6. What happens when you divide by a fraction? You multiply by the reciprocal, Hubert. That's right, class. And what happens to the 6s? They cancel, Hubert. Thank you, class. And I get 29 over 38. Now, how do I know that this is not reducible? It might be, but I have a feeling it's not. What number tells me that it's not reducible? Hey, let me ask you again, because I didn't mean for that to be rhetorical. I meant for y'all to communicate with me. What number tells me that it may not be reducible? Why is it 29? You are correct. Why? Prime number. Now, if this was 48 or 58, then you could reduce it down to what? 1/2? But it's not 58, it's 38. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to read the directions, type as a fraction. So 29 over 38. I'm on my Marlboro Reds today. There's 2 or 3 things I just could never develop a taste for. One is cigars, cigarettes, and pipes. I've never had, and beef liver. I just can't. Really don't like with meatloaf either. If I'm going to take the time to cook hamburger, I'm just going to cook a hamburger. To me, meatloaf is just a waste of time. All right. Oh my gosh. We got an unbearable problem. What should I do if something happens to me and I'm out of class for a while? What should I do? Wait until after grade turn in and act like I don't know what's going on? That's what you should do. How about A? Blame it on Russians. Whenever life treats you bad and you're not able to succeed at something, you always blame the Russians. Next. All right, y'all do this one. A distance from the Earth to the Sun is blah, blah, blah miles. How long would it take a rocket traveling 2 point blah, blah, blah to reach the Sun? Distance equals rate times what? We did this the other day. Somebody look at your notes and tell me what I'm fixing to ask you. Distance equals what? Times. Distance equals rate times. I don't know if those were mumbles or if those were whispers or what, but I like for people to articulate and have a little bit of volume. So I'm going to try that again. Distance equals rate times...
Time.
I heard somebody say time. Thank you. So let's write distance equals rate times time. What is given?
Distance.
Distance is given. What else is given?
Rate.
Rate is the same thing as speed. Don't say that in physics class. So we got to get t by itself. So how do I get rid of multiplying by r? Divide. Thank y'all. I appreciate some of y'all trying to communicate. The rest of y'all suck. Equals t. So my distance is 9.2 times 10 to the what? 7th power? Divided by 2.9 times 10 to the 3rd power. And somebody do that on your calculator, times 10 to the 4th power. Somebody tell me what 9 times, let's see, I believe that's 3, no, couldn't be 3, because that would be 11.7, no, 8.7. No, 8.7. So somebody, what is 9.2 divided by 2.9?
3.17.
3.17. Now, I'm done. But let's look at the directions. Okay, it's multiple choice. I thought we had to type it in. So where is 3.2 or 3.17 times 10 to the 4th? D is in delta, isn't it? Yes, Hubert. Thank you, class. Are y'all mad at me today or what?
No, we're
Feeling rushed,
I
so
don't
we
want to
have.
miss anything.
Yeah,
okay.
Feeling rushed, so we're writing everything down.
Okay, I'm just taking it personal. That's all.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna have to go to the muffler shop and put
Take it.
Not that fast.
smokestacks on my truck or something. I didn't know what it was. No, I tell you what, I get my truck squatted in the back. That's what I'll do. Then I'll feel better about myself.
Okay.
Do you need to talk about something?
Yeah, I have a Napoleon complex. And that's one thing you don't have to, you watch, I always, my son and daughter. My son and daughter will see one in the parking lot. Daddy, let's wait and see who gets in it. See if they have hair or they're short. And if it's not those two things, then we're not going to talk about the third. All right. So a computer can do one calculation in 1.4 blah, blah, blah seconds. How long would it take the computer to do 1 trillion calculations? Let's think about this thing for a minute. You can bake a cake in 30 minutes. Everybody with me?
Yes,
How
sir.
many cakes can you bake in a day? What would you do? Well, change the day into what? 24 hours, which 24 hours is what? How many half hours is 24 hours? 48, right? So I would divide 48 hours by what? By half an hour, right? Or whatever. Yeah, 30 minutes, or change it into minutes, whatever. You would divide, right? I'm trying to get you to find out what operation you'd use. You would use division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Hubert, you would use division. Okay, so I want you to divide 1.4 times, 1.0 times 10 to the 12th calculations divided by 1.4 times 10 to the 7th. Yeah, -7, sorry. the first point for you. 1.4 divided by 1 is 1.4. I'll do that for you.
Is it negative 7?
Yeah, it should be -7.
Let's try 4.
And there's a problem. How long would it take? How long would it take the computer to do? It's 11. A computer can do one calculation in 1.4 seconds. How long would it take the computer to do a trillion calculations? Should be division, but the answer is not there. I believe they've got an incorrect answer on this one. It should be 12 plus 7, which is 19. Yeah, that's not right. That should be, think about it. If it takes, I'm just going to think about this for a minute. 1.4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how many seconds it takes the computer to do a calculation. How long would it take a computer to do a trillion calculations? Now you multiply. I'm sorry. You multiply. I had to read the question. How long would it take the computer? I thought it was asking something else. A computer can do one calculation in 1.4. How long would it take it to do that many calculations? You're going to add the exponents. I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. It isn't division, it's multiplication. It takes, let me just do it this way. What was that?
It was my phone, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't something on this end. A computer, okay, you can bake a cake in 30 minutes. How long would it take you, or how long would it take you to bake 20 cakes? There we go. I read the question wrong. How long would it take you to bake 20 cakes if it takes you 30 minutes to bake one cake? You would multiply. I was thinking something different. So I apologize. 1.4 times 10 to the negative 7 multiplied by 1.0 times 10 to the 12th. And as I promised, I would do the first part for you. 1.4 times 1 is 1.4. There you go. Now, what is negative 7 plus 12? And that's your answer. Sorry about that. I had a brain bubble. I was thinking of the other when you divide. So which one is that one? Alpha? Next. Perform the indicated. Use the calculator. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to use the calculator right quick, because this is a calculator question. Actually, it's 2.8 times 10 to the negative 7. Which one is the only one that has 7 spaces?
Of course.
Okay, so if you get that one wrong, you don't what? You don't tell anybody. You don't even need a calculator for that one. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The negative 5 plus 2 is negative 7. That means you got to have a number that has 7 decimal points. The only one with 7 decimal points is A. So try not to miss that one, okay? Yes, Hubert, we understand. I don't know why I'm grouping up all these. I know, because I'm doing the I know why, because I'm doing the teacher's edition. That's why. I'm supposed to have a, let me see, do I have a, yeah, I'm not doing, I should be doing a preview instead of actually doing the test. A large waterfall is managed so that a minimum of 160 cubic feet of water flows over the falls in 1 second. So remember, we got to do a unit conversion here. This is in your notebook. I'm sorry, your handy dandy notebook. Find the minimum amount of water in 24 hours. So I'll set it up for you. So we've got 1.6 times 10 to the 5th gallons or cubic feet of water per what? 1 second. Okay, there is 6.0 times 10 to the 1st seconds in 1 what? Minute? And 6.0 times 10 to the 1st minutes in what? 1 hour? And 24 hours, I'm going to change that to 2.4.
Right over there, huh?
Yeah.
2.4 times 10. Is everything okay? Y'all got a question, or were y'all just talking amongst yourselves?
Oh, I just asked him, did that say 1 minute? It looked like a 4 to me at first. Yes, sir.
Make sure I wrote everything down right. Now, the seconds to the hours cancel. The minutes cancel. Seconds cancel. And you're left with cubic feet per what? Day. So somebody tell me what 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is. 8. So your answer is going to be times 10 to the 8th power. Now, I'm going to write the rest. That needs to be in black. I'm sorry. Things I do for y'all. Times 10 to the 8th. And then you got 1.6 times 36. Well, 6.0 times 6.0 times 2.4. All right, somebody multiply that with your calculator and give me what you get times 10 to the 8th. Somebody multiply those 4 numbers. 36 times 1.6 times 2.4. What do you get?
13.824.
13.824. And I got to move it one place. So that's blank 1 to the right. So that's going to be 1.3824 times 10 to the 9th power. Let's look at the directions. Use scientific notation. So we're going to type in and use the Shift 8 key. Do not use the X. Some of y'all might have found that out doing your homework. Hopefully you got them right using the Shift 8. So, what did it say round to? Does it say round to anything? It doesn't. 1.3824, Shift 8, 10, Shift 6 for the caret symbol, and 9. Next. A vacuum cleaner dealership sold 330 units in 2011 and 289 units in 2012. New minus old over old, multiplied by 100. Do it. It's kind of bunching some of these up. It's supposed to be asking like bonus questions in between. So sometimes when I'm doing from the teacher's end, it bunches them up. So what's the new? 2012? I'm sorry. 289. 289 minus 330 over 330 multiplied by 100. And somebody give me that. Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
That means decrease. So we would put in decrease. Well, eventually we'll put in decrease. Decrease, and somebody give me the number. And it says round to 1 decimal place. That means the 10th.
12.4.
Thank you. Appreciate the communication. Makes class go by a whole lot quicker. Oh my gosh, they gave me, we got double questions in here. I should take them out, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Yes? You want me to take out double questions?
No.
I figured y'all want these.
Oh, repeat question?
Why are you such a downer?
What?
Why are you such a downer? Jeez.
I know. I'll take it out and put a more difficult question in. How about that?
Thanks.
No.
So that's one point. I'm not going to, well, we'll go ahead and do it. And that'll be 1.2 times 10 to the 5th over 1 times 3.6 times 10 to the 3rd. 3.6 times 10 to the 3rd over 1 times 2.4 times 10 to the 1st. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Thought we had 8. Let's say 3,600. 6.0 times 10 to the 1st. 6.0 times 10 to the 1st. 60 times 60 is 3,600, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be 3, 6 times 10 to the 2nd. Yeah. 3.6 times 10 to the 3rd. Why did I have 8 on the last problem? I had 10 to the 8th on the last problem. Somebody go back and check that. Was it 10? Was it 5, 3, and 1? I may have, let me go back. I'm going to go back and check that one. Somebody check the work on that last one. The last waterfall question. And what was what was this one? Was it to the 5th, to the 3rd, and to the 1st? It should be. I have a feeling we might have that one wrong, or let me go ahead and do this one. I'm sorry. It just feels like I have this feeling whenever I think I've gotten something wrong, okay. 1.2 times 30 times 3.6 times 2.4 times 10 to the 9th. See, we didn't have a 10 to the 9th on that last problem. We had a 10 to the 8th, and the numbers were about the same. Or were they?
Yeah.
What was the number right here on that problem? Was it 20,000 or was it 120,000?
It was 160,000.
See, we should be getting the same answer. Well, I'll go ahead and do it, but I think I'm getting one of these wrong. All right, what is 1.2 times 3.6 times 2.4?
10.368.
10.368 times 10 to the 9 plus 1. 1 is going to be 1.0368 times 10 to the 10th. I have a feeling that ain't what we got, that we didn't get to the 10th power on the last one. One of these is wrong, unless I'm thinking something wrong. I'm going to go back and check the last one. Y'all don't talk at once. 1.0368, right? 30368 times 10 to the 10th power. Shift up to the 10th power. See? Same question. I should have a 10th power here. That's 1.6. Somebody multiply for me. Multiply 1.6 times 3.6 times 2.4.
It's 13.824.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what's wrong. I did this to the third, which still should come out the same. That would be 5. I think that needs to be to the 10th power, but I'm not sure. If anybody could look in your notes and add up to see, these two are the same. It looks like to me they're going to come out to be the same. I'm just going to move on. I got to cover the rest of the test. All right. Perform the indicated operation. Well, this is 9.0. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9.0 times 10 to the negative 7. And what is negative 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 7 plus 4 is what? Negative 3, so it might be that one, but we're going to check it. All right, so 9.0 times 10 to the negative 7 times 7.0 times 10 to the negative 4. Oh, no, it's not going to be negative 3. It's going to be alpha, I think, because this comes out to be 63.0 times 10 to the negative 3rd. 6.3 times 10 to the negative 3 blank 1. Right. A. Now also you need to make sure you delete. You know it wasn't 28 and you know it wasn't 11. So make sure you mark those out first. You with me? Mm-hmm. You need to, whenever you do this problem, and you say, okay, negative 7 and 4. Well, that's not it. That's not it. Okay? That's supposed to be a positive 4. I'm sorry. All right, next. All these problems we've done, oh my Lord, I can't believe I gave y'all one of these. I need to go back and take some of these off. What do y'all think?
No, leave it.
Let me ask y'all what okay, I want y'all to use some deduction here. Which ones is it not? Well, lowest means what are you doing to it? Are you increasing it or reducing it?
Reducing.
So A cannot be right because what did we do to both the numerator and the denominator?
Made it bigger.
We know this one's not right because half of 120 is not 61 and you can't increase the numerator. What's half of 120? So don't you think it's Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
I need to take that one off. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, like this test right here, I give you 3 chances. How do I count the grade? I like Charlie myself. Calls you a loser and fails you. This is division. 2/5, negative 2/5, divided by 1/9. Somebody tell me what the sign is going to be. Negative times a positive, or negative divided by a positive. Is it going to be negative or positive?
Negative.
It's going to be negative because it's unlike. Thank you, one person out of 25 people. I appreciate it. Or 20-something. Where's everybody at Easley? They just didn't show up? Oh,
it's a hit or miss.
Last class.
It's a hit or miss every class.
Y'all just had 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The last class is like full. There's like 9 people in there.
Ours only has 5 people. And it hasn't changed. It's only been us 5 for a little while.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know that there was a Pendleton campus even there. So I appreciate you talking. Thank you. All right, what's negative 2/5 times 9? Well, that'd be negative 18/5, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So which one is negative 18/5? Delta? Y'all check my math, make sure I didn't screw it up. I think I did it right. Next. Oh my Lord, let's change this. 2 negatives turn into a what?
Positive.
So you have $6, you owe $6, you have $3. What's the outcome if you owe somebody $6 and you give them 3? You still owe them negative $3. Number 2 most missed question on the bonus questions. What's the answer? Let's see if y'all can get it. Charlie. That's number 2 most missed question.
Got you.
I don't know how that be.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people miss that question. But that's not the number 1 most missed. I'll tell you when we get to it. When does the homework terminate?
Mickey Mouse.
Delta is pretty good.
You
If
suck.
a student does not complete a homework assignment, this is a DA question after grade turn-in. A student acted like, notice I said acted like they didn't know. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment?
A snowflake. It snowed today.
Yeah, snowflake or buttercup. You will be given a buttercup. There we go. A regular price of a color TV is blah, blah, blah. During the sale, it's selling for 36, blah, blah. Determine the percent decrease in the price of the TV. New minus old over what? Old. Somebody do that for me because I don't feel like doing it. I've already shown you how to do it one time. I'm not going to get up there twice. I don't feel like it. It's Friday. So somebody tell me, and I need it rounded to the 10th. New minus old over old multiplied by 100. Somebody give me a number.
14.46
Everybody get that?
or 47 if you round up.
14.4, but it says round to the nearest 10th.
So it's
So that'd be
47.
14.5. Yes or no?
If you round it to the nearest 10th, it's 14.47.
10th is 5. 47 is 100th.
Yeah, 5, my bad.
Okay, 14.5. All right. Now, since it says decrease, do I have to put the negative in? Yes or no? You do not put the negative if the statement says decrease. Because if you say decrease by negative, that's redundant. Now, if it marks it wrong, I'm gonna get mad because there is the negative right there. Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
So let's mark this one. Number 18, mark it. We need to check it, make sure it don't mark it wrong. Next. Oh, there's your sentence question. What is 13% of 2,500? So we take our handy dandy is of percent over 100. And plug in what? Plug and chug, Hubert. 13 over 100. And what does 25 go with? Of 100x is equal to 25 times 13. Well, that's going to be 25 times 10, which is 250, plus 75 is what? 420? 420? Somebody check me.
New York Times.
Okay, it shouldn't take long for you to type in 25 times 13. No, it's not 250, it's 320. I'm thinking 325.
Yeah.
325. And I'm going to do this part for you. X is equal to 3.25. So $3.25 is 13% of $25. We're going to go as far as we can before y'all start doing convulsions. 3.25 and move on. Now I am taking a lot of time doing some of these, but you've got an hour and a half. I only had 15 minutes in this Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Sucks. If you look at your overall grade one day, and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? I like D as in Delta.
Russia have conspired.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you do in the real world. You blame it on somebody.
Yep.
Next. Find the prime factorization of 12. What is it? 2 times 2, 3. 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times, or 2, I don't know if they want 2 to the second power times 3. Maybe. Something like that.
Would it be
Next.
wrong if you entered 2 times 2 times 3?
No, 2 to the second power. 4 times 3 is 12. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's
I don't know. We'll do it in here just to check right quick. If y'all don't mind waiting, I know some of y'all go into convulsions this time. Let's do that. Enter or next. Oh, the only one with United States in front of it. The seamstress has 115 feet of material bolt. She plans the material to make scarves. If each scarf is 7 1/4 inches, then you're going to divide 50. You got to change 15 feet to what? Inches, or change 7 1/2 inches to what? Feet. Okay, we'll finish this test. I want to show you a few more. But remember write this down, somebody. 15 feet on a bolt, and each scarf is 7 1/2 inches. Will you write that down, please? Write that down, and we'll go over that Monday. 15 feet on a bolt, each scarf 7 1/2 inches. You got that? Okay. Next, and we've already covered one like that. Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with your final exam? I'm going to put hell to the no on there one of these days. That's addition of fractions. Write that down, addition of fractions. There's another scientific notation, multiplication. Hubert does not entertain, give me extra points at the end of the semester. Will you make my 69.5 into a C? I don't do any of that. Why? Because I want you to live in a ditch. How about Bravo? Because I give you 3 chances to take a test, and I give you 12 to 14 questions that you'd have to be non-sentient to miss. If you have incomplete assignments, what goes in for an incomplete assignment? A 0. And what does 0 do to your grade? It decreases it. Change, oh gosh, I need to take that off. That's an easy one. What's 3 times 7 plus 2? 23 over 7. Okay, some people are having convulsions. There is the number 1 most missed bonus question. What's the only answer?
One that equals 100.
Only one that equals 100. Thank you. Okay, we'll go over the rest of them. Let's see how many I missed. Instant feedback. Y'all will love that. And I didn't even finish the test, and I made a 67. Now, which one did I say? Let's see, what was wrong with number 7? I told you that one was wrong. It should have been to the 9th. I knew that one was wrong. I told you. All right. So at least I told you it was wrong. All right. Let's. We'll finish. We'll do it again. Hopefully, we'll have enough time to finish it next time. That's why I don't like to give tests in a 10-minute Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Let me hit the